Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com. Today I'm featuring the Picture This Dies, and this is the card we're going to be making. It's featured on the annual catalogue for 2021 to 2022 on page 67, and it uses the Peekaboo farm stamp set. And you find the actual dies on page 164. There are these ones down here, and they're standalone dies, so it can be used for any stamp set so long as the images fit into those apertures. The dies have stitching on the outer and the inner circles, and there are multiple circles, 6 in all, just on the one die, so you only have to pass it through the die cutting machine once and it will cut all 6 circles at the same time. Similarly with this other die, which is rectangular shapes, and again there's inner and outer stitching detail on those. Stamps are now newly configured with the photopolymer stamps, and the images are now printed on the sleeve of the box, like so, but for some reason these were printed upside down. It should have printed this way up, but it hasn't. So I've had to store my images upside down, so I just rotated the stamp set round. To make the card, I'm using a thick Whisper White card base that measures 8 1/4 by 5 7/8. That's 21 centimeters by 14.85 and folded in half. Then I have a polished pink piece of cardstock and a basic white one, both cut at 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. In metric, that'll be 14 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. Some scrap basic white to stamp the clouds on. You'll need some blending brushes to blend the background in the circles here. The inks I'm using are Pool Party and Polished Pink, a black Stampin' Right marker, because I drew freehand these images here. That's stamped, but that's not. I drew those freehand. Smoky Slate Stamping Combo and a colour lifter. Also Soft Suede Combo for the hooves, and Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Lastly, the loose flower flourishes. These are Polished Pink, Pale Papaya, Fresh Freesia, and there are sort of small, medium and large. And my Old Faithful, the stamparatus. First we need to cut our apertures, center it on this cardstock, and here's my sandwich. Platform 1, the thin die adapter, platform 2, one of the platform 3s, and then cardstock die with cutting edge face down, and then the second platform 3, and I'll run that through the machine off camera. This one die will cut out all these little circles, so don't throw them away, they can come in useful for something else. But you can see there's stitching on the circle that's been cut out, as well as stitching on the outer rim. Set those aside. I'm going to take the basic white cardstock, that's the same size as this card, and I want the small circle in the bottom right hand corner, and I'm just going to lightly trace round the inside of the circle so I know where to stamp. Then take some masks and mask the neighbouring circles so I don't infuse it with colour. I'm going to use a blending brush. Now this isn't Stampin' Up's one, but I already had these before Stampin' Up brought their own, and they're colour coded anyway. So I'm going to use my personal ones to add a blue background. I'm going to move down to this circle now because these two are blue. Now I'm going to switch brushes, and I want to colour these two small ones in polished pink. Just going to get a rubber and rub off all the pencil marks. Maybe it won't be visible. Oh, I've missed one. Next I'm going to glue this piece to the basic white piece. Now I've glued that on, I shall stamp the llama in Tuxedo Black Memento ink. I'm going to mask the rest of the llama, and I need to stamp the hooves separately. So I've put another piece of cardstock on here so I can just stamp the hooves. Bring in the soft suede stamping blends. Then I'll fussy cut these, and I'm going to cut them on the black line rather than leave a white border. Apply some adhesive on here. Maybe that's too much, so let's spread that. Then colour in the llama. Then use the colour lifter and just randomly lighten bits of it. Then use the marker, use the thin end, and draw some candles. I'm going to stamp sentiment and also the clouds, and then fussy cut the clouds. And remember to move the paper and not your scissors. So you angle your scissors at a 45-degree angle and move the paper. Fussy cut the sentiment as well, so straight across there. So pop some dimensionals on the back, and you can pop your clouds on there. I forgot to stamp the little bird, so let's stamp him right here. Pop that on dimensionals as well. Glue that onto your card front. And lastly, attach this flower. I haven't done the inside of the card. I was just going to leave it blank so I can use it for any occasion. So remember the leftover circles? Well, I've used it for another card, and I've just used the embossing folders. These are the new ones for the mini Stamp and Cut embossing machine. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. All the links to the supplies are below this video in the show more section. You can also find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. Or you could read more about this project in my blog at stampwithelaine.com. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll be back soon with another project. Thanks for watching. Bye.